Hello ladies and gents, it's me, it's Fee. So here we are in another video, and obviously all the way through the whole process of recording these videos, it's very much about my personal journey. Obviously everybody else is going to be very individual, and the decisions and the treatments that they get offered may well differ to what I did. But I just feel that I've got a story that I can share, and I'm not really doing a fat lot at the moment, so I might as well give it a bash, mightn't I? So today's video is about the kind of acknowledgement that the last kind of intervention that I could have failed, and now I know that I'm going to be facing some sort of surgery, whatever that may be. So I mentioned in a previous video that I couldn't wait for the NHS. And that makes me sad, because I'm an absolute advocate of the NHS. What they do over here in the UK is a remarkable thing, truly a remarkable thing, under immense pressure. And, the last 2 years have really pushed it to the brink. But I was bodily getting to the point where I couldn't sustain myself. So I knew I had to step in. I couldn't wait. And there are people out there who are in very similar situations to myself and maybe not able to fund an alternative route. And that is scary. Really, really scary, because I was being propped up with B12 injections, iron infusions, blood transfusions, and that's horrible. It's just vile when you know full well that the one thing that will stop all of that happening is if you stop yourself bleeding. So I found a remarkable surgeon, and I won't name him actively within the videos, but if you would like me to tell you who that was, just send in the comments and I will tell you who he is. He's amazing, just a lovely man who never once has he made me feel that I'm daft. Never once has he made me feel that actually I should just be getting on with things. He's listened to everything that I've said to him, and he said, it's okay. It's okay to have all of this stuff going on, and there's stuff that we can do to rectify that. So we sat down together and we had a really in-depth conversation about my symptoms, all of the symptoms that I've been having, including the horrific PMT. And my options were, I could have an ablation, which is a much less invasive procedure than a hysterectomy. But obviously with an ablation, they're essentially just trying to slow/stop your bleeding within your monthly cycles. Nothing internally gets taken away. It's all about kind of preventative measures happening. And it's done as a day case for the most part. I think it's high 70s% of people it actually is successful in either stopping or slowing their bleeding. Now, as I said in a previous video, I could not work past that kind of 20%, 30%, whatever it is you want to call it, number of people where it doesn't work. Now, I am self-employed. I'm a holistic therapist and a teacher. So I knew that whatever it is that I have done would need me to close my business, and I only wanted to do that once. I had to close 3 times because of COVID, and all 3 times that closure was not of my doing, not of my choice, and this is. Therefore, I feel like a little bit like I'm letting my clients down, a little bit like I'm letting my students down. Obviously, it has a big impact on my income as well, which you can't get away from. But more importantly, people come to me for a service and I can't offer it because I'm closing for whatever reason. So we talked honestly about the ablation and, I asked, honestly, what do you think? And he said, I don't know, Fee. I can't tell you. There isn't a one that I could say, actually, it's going to go that way, it's going to go that way. I just don't know. We then moved on to talking about a hysterectomy, and obviously that is a major surgery to have. Major. My previous history with pregnancy is we have a beautiful daughter who's going to be 10 next week, actually, and I had to have a cesarean section with Shah, and I've always had pain in my section scar, always, and I've never thought it looks particularly lovely. It's quite wide. So, the two options with a hysterectomy that I was offered were laparoscopic. They would start the surgery as a laparoscopic surgery, so I would get that first incision across my stomach. If they can't get through for whatever reason with the laparoscopic tools, they would then have to go in through the section scar. And I actually cried in the consultation. I cried because I feel like a bag of shit. Excuse my language, but I do. I might have to bleep that, actually. I feel like a bag of bleh. I want so desperately to feel better. I'm scared to death that something is going to go wrong, or you just don't know when you're faced with surgery. It all goes through your head. I'm so grateful to the man that's sitting in front of me who's potentially offering to help me, and I've got no clue what choice it is I'm meant to make. Then he says, oh, well, I'm going to cut open your section scar. And it's like, oh, no, don't do that. Look, just please don't do that. Please, please, please don't do that, because it hurts enough as it is. I just don't want to be cut open there again. Okay, I just don't. So, he said, I will try my very hardest to do the surgery laparoscopically. Obviously, they can't guarantee anything. Okay. And I said to him, for hysterectomy, as I understand it, there will be no more periods. And he said, yep, correct. So, that kind of chance or degree of the bleeding continuing does not happen because they take it away. And obviously you have an option within the hysterectomy to leave parts of your reproductive system. We talked through the pros and cons of leaving versus taking everything, blah, blah, blah. And we talked a lot about my PMT, and your PMT symptoms come from your ovaries. That's where all of the nasty gets released. And because of my age, at the moment I'm 39, really they would like to leave my ovaries in. And then I will just gradually, as I age, I will go into the menopause. But he said, because of my PMT symptoms, I think it's best to take it away. So the upshot of the consultation was, yes, you can have the surgery. Yes, we will try and do it laparoscopically, and I will remove everything. So my next question then was, can I come home for bedtime stories on the day of the surgery, because my daughter is really important to me and my husband, and knowing what's coming and knowing how that will impact her, I wanted to not lessen the impact but try and mitigate it somehow. And he said, yes, I'm trying really hard nationally to push for laparoscopic hysterectomies to be a day case. So when I left that consultation, I knew I was going to be having the surgery really soon. I knew I would be first on his list, and I knew potentially I could come home the same day. So I then started planning, and I'm going to talk to you about what I did to plan in the next video. So don't forget, if you like this content, hit the like button. And if you want the lovely YouTube / Google / whatever parent company they're from, I'm not sure, to nudge you the next time I release a video, just hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye!